Wow. Thanks, everyone. I should say that I'm an umpire, and we do things on time. And we have a number of rowers here, and we're all going to practice at 5:30 tomorrow morning, so I'm going to be on time. I also should say there's a big clock right here that everybody's been ignoring. All right, here we go. So first of all, I only have 4 points. The first is a big thank you to Janine Stevens and Manitoba Rowing, who I think were behind this nomination. I have 2 sport communities, the cross-country ski community and the rowing community, both of whom are represented here. Brita is part of the sport community that I participate in as well. So thank you to them for being here. Thanks to Sport Manitoba, to Janet McMahon and Suzanne Dadeno for their very strong leadership in providing sport for all in Manitoba, which we all think is important. Thanks to the Manitoba Sport Hall of Fame, to the committee that makes the decision. I sit on a couple of those committees, and I know how very, very difficult it is to take a list of wonderful people and to reduce it to the few you see tonight. There are many, many, many people in Manitoba who could be standing here in my stead, I'm sure. The second point is I want to thank the very first athlete who disclosed to me that they had experienced sexual abuse at the hands of their coach for a 4-year period prior to the 1976 Olympics. Now that athlete, in telling me that, changed my career forever. The athlete in those days didn't have any supports. There was no language. We didn't talk about sexual harassment and abuse. There were no policies. The athlete just said, "This happened to me and it's wrong." And that became my career, my life's work. That athlete has never laid charges, has never had the satisfaction of seeing the coach apologize or anything like that. But what it did for me is it made me one of maybe a handful of scholars around the world who were starting to deal with this issue. Just a handful. And that handful started with research. We were researchers, but the need was farther ahead than the research. So we left our research behind, which is not great if you're an academic, you know? You don't get that far ahead of your research, but we left our research behind because we knew what was needed, we knew what was right, and we did what was right and let the research catch up to us over time. There was urgency then, and there's urgency now. And I think everyone in this room probably has some experience with diversity, equity, and inclusion training, and with safe sport training. And that's the legacy of that handful of people back then who saw the urgency created by the few athletes who started to talk about their stories. So. The third thing is that this is Manitoba. I don't come from Manitoba. I grew up, you know, my little sister is here from Richmond. I grew up all over the country and in Germany. And as I was heading from the East Coast back to Vancouver, I stopped in Winnipeg for a tenure track job at the most wonderful university, the University of Winnipeg. And there is a small liberal arts university, great scholars, lots of room to move, lots of room to think, and they supported what I wanted to do. Now, I must say, doing work on sexual harassment in sport was not a popular topic when I was doing this. There was very little money. The sport world didn't want to hear about it, and yet the University of Winnipeg supported it. They didn't have money, but they gave me time and they gave me opportunity, and I'm forever grateful to that university for that. And of course, I got to work with great colleagues like Cal. That always helps. But as part of that, there's something really great about Winnipeg. There's something great about the big blue sky. There's something great about the space here. There's something great about community. And that's what has kept me here. From somebody who moved and moved and moved, I got to Winnipeg and I stopped because this felt like home. And so for you to recognize the work I've done as a Manitoban means more than you'll ever know, because I don't come from a place that where I have a home or roots. And Manitoba is my root now. It is where I come from. And I'm so very proud of that. And finally, as has been said many times, one can't do this work alone. I thank my family, some of whom are here tonight. My partner, Marlena, my life partner, is actually homesick. My sister, Vanna, from Richmond, my friends, colleagues, and of course, my training partners and competitors are here tonight. So thank you for the honor of being inducted into Manitoba Sport Hall of Fame. Thank you.